What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here to give you my instant match reaction to Brighton 1, West Ham United 1. Very frustrating game, very frustrating to watch. I mean, let's start with the starting lineup. We had no Sebastian Haller, we had no Felipe Anderson, and then we had Hernandez starting up front as a lone striker, which we all knew what was going to happen. Funny enough, we was actually surprised in that game. We'll get more into that. Snodgrass coming in. You had Ogbonna coming in for Balbuena. Just a lot of eyebrow-raising decisions in that starting lineup. And the first half, we were absolutely shocking bar like the first 5 minutes. It was just really poor to watch. We were second best. I mean, we were second over the course of the game. We were second best. Brighton were by far the better team, but it's really frustrating to see us, the amount of times that we sort of dawdle on the ball a bit and we just get pressed out of the game. Every single time. We take too long on the ball. Brighton are just, relentless with their press. And we don't do that enough. We should be doing that enough. Like the first 5 minutes, we started to press from our attacking players. So we started pressing high up the pitch and putting a bit of pressure on. And then it seems, as the game gets in, we sort of get a bit complacent and we stop doing that. We stop pressing, we stop showing the initiative, and then we're on the back foot. And just the way we defend, the amount of times, I see, it's particularly Ogbonna just standing off of players, backing away and not closing people down. I mean, and that ultimately cost us 3 points. We'll get into that as well a bit more later on. It was... I mean, the first half, we had one shot, if you can call it a shot, and that was bloody Declan Rice giving it the old Avit over the top of the bar into row Z. And that's, I think, a problem we've seen last season. We saw not having much shots in games, the Man City game as well. It's with just no end product, and that was the big problem of the first half. Absolutely no end product. We offered no threat whatsoever. We played some beautiful passing early on in the middle of the park, and as soon as we got near that final third, we had no answers. And I think a lot of the problem as well is our movement off the ball, and that's the thing. When one of our players has got the ball, the other players not getting into the right positions, not moving around to create space, so there's no options. And I think that creates a problem, because when the player's got the ball, it's like, who am I supposed to pass to? They're holding the ball too long and they lose it because the players around aren't trying to make that movement, create the space and run on it and give that player options. I've seen far too many times, whether it was Fornals or Lanzini, with like 3 players huddled around and no West Ham player anywhere near. And what's going to happen? It's obvious. You're going to lose the ball. We're going to lose every single time. And I don't understand that. How West Ham players can sit back or stand it and watch one of our players surrounded and think, I'm just going to stand here, about bloody 20 yards away. So that's very frustrating as well. And first half, Hernandez was just non-existent because the system that we were playing just don't suit him. A lot of the time he was quite deep. He wasn't playing. We weren't playing how we played in that second half when we changed it. Him playing off the shoulder of the last man, trying to get them through balls and trying to create some space. That suited him. So it was Antonio as well. This is the thing actually I want to discuss. Antonio not starting baffled me, because he was good against Man City, and it was a miss when he came off, and he hasn't started, and we've got Snodgrass on the pitch, so that really confused me. And then when he came on in the second half, there was an improvement. Granted, it weren't like night and day, and we were just dominating the game, but we created a lot more chance, had a lot more opportunities, and he was more of a threat, and ultimately, we ended up getting that goal. Beautiful through ball. Chicharito just playing off the shoulder of last man, getting that goal. Luck. I mean, keeper got a touch to it, and luckily it went up and ended up in the back of the net. But Hernandez got his goal, and he's not having him up front like that as a lone striker isn't ideal. Really, isn't an ideal situation. But when you've got Antonio on the pitch, who is a bit more, he has a little bit more of that freedom, the where he's not like just going to be bang on the wing. He can move inside, drift about. He's got sort of a free role, which I think really helps support Chicharito a lot more. But yeah, so the defending wise, I mean, obviously, yeah. I want to quickly talk about that goal they had ruled out for VAR. It was offside, come from a set piece and a brilliant crossover, and then another cross. And that's the thing is, so they cross over to one of their players, and then it's I can't remember who got the goal. But basically, all of our defenders are there sort of ball watching, not realising and not looking at the geezer who's behind them to have a free header, complete free header. So that as the ball comes in, they're sort of watching it go, and then it gets headed into the back of the net. Now, without VAR, that would have been given as a goal. And Masuaku especially was at fault for that. Unbelievable. Like, there's two players there and he's not picking up either of them. What does he hope to achieve by just watching the geezer over there with the ball with all these other West Ham players near him? What is he? Someone needs to teach this guy just the fundamentals of defence. I like him going forward, but defensively, no. He's not there. And this is the thing. So we've got him or we've got flipping Creswell. So I don't know. I think Masuaku suits a lot more. He seems to perform a lot more when we play at home. But I'd like to hopefully ease Ben Johnson. Hopefully Ben Johnson could be the answer. He's still young. We still don't know. But yeah, that was absolutely shocking. And then their goal that they did score, it was no way getting ruled offside. Diop has to be stronger. I mean, the size of Diop, and for him to get out-muscled by, I think it was Glenn Murray. And then it goes back to, what's his name? Treos, whatever their player is called. And then, yeah, Ogbonna standing off of the guy, not closing him down, providing, so he's just there, sort of standing off, backing off, and then watching the ball go in the back of the net. I thought he was pretty poor today, Ogbonna. I mean, overall, based on the actual performance, you've got to say a point is a good result. And the fact that we haven't got back-to-back losses, I think it's important. It's the first time Brighton haven't beaten us since they've got promoted. Positives, but we really have to. I do think we will improve. I really think we're going to improve over the course of the season. And that's when we didn't have our two record signings, both injured. So, just on the balance of everything, coming away from a point at Brighton, a team that always beat us, it's a good result, and we can take that to Norwich. Norwich, that Pookie guy who's got a hat-trick, I'm really nervous to play him next week. But if we can go and get a win at home, then we get things off to the right track. Apparently, we haven't had a win at home since the first game of the season in 2016, a win at home in August. A win in August. We haven't won a game in August since the first game of the season, 2016. So, yeah, it tells you what you need to know. But yeah, so stats quickly, 57% possession to Brighton to our 43%. 16 shots for Brighton to our 8 shots. 4 shots on target for them to our 3 shots on target. All those shots on target came in the second half for us. 8 corners to our 6 corners. All of our corners came in the second half as well, which really tells you the impact of making that change to bring on Antonio. I was really perplexed actually when he brought on Sanchez for Hernandez. Very strange. And then yeah, there were 11 fouls to our 10. But yeah, do you know what? Ultimately, we're out of the bottom. We're out of the relegation zone, and being at the bottom of the table, which gives you that negative vibe. So, yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with how we performed, but on the balance of all the information, having Anderson and having Haller out, and just being the second best team, we've come away with a point at Brighton. It's a good point, and it just gets that back to back. If we'd have lost, it would have been super negative, the vibe. So. yeah, let's go into Norwich feeling confident, and we'll have our two of our record signings back, and hopefully we can finally get a win in August for the first time since 2016. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do check out our t-shirts. I'm wearing this, very comfortable fit, very proud of these t-shirts, the Boys of the Bowling one. Link in the description down below if you do want to purchase one. Quality t-shirts. We've got fan cams coming up. We will be recording post-match pint tomorrow morning, so it'll be up in the afternoon. So stay tuned to West Ham Fan TV. Look out for all the fan cams coming up. One thing left to say, come on you Irons.